Okay, for some reason the camera just shut down. I don't know why. Battery isn't low. Not sure what's going on. But we're gonna try again. So, training RAM. Okay. So far, no error code. The numbers are looking good. Nothing bad yet. Keyboard lit up. A2. I want to see it jump to A9. Not sure why it's not jumping to A9. But boy, is that band running fast. And we're not getting graphics. So I'm going to turn it off. All right. There's our problem. A9. Lo and behold, there we are, folks. Thank you for your patience. We've got it balanced. Micron, micron, team group, team group, team group, team group, micron, crucial. So all the RAM banks work. We verified and validated that, and I thank you all for your patience if you've actually been with me this far. But this is part of the whole, building process. And maybe that's why some people don't want to build their own PCs, because you have to be patient. And you have to actually be willing to try different things. You have to be willing to, troubleshoot, right? And what it was is my graphics card was a little loose in the PCIe slot. Shouldn't have been wiggling it when it was already on, powered on. That could have damaged my board, but I didn't. So, fortunately, it's not a very high-powered card, so it's not, generally there are some safeties built in that way. So now what I have to do is try that little stick of NVMe RAM, or not RAM, but, well, in a way it is, it's flash memory, right? That's what all NVMe is. Okay, it's not volatile memory, because this volatile memory, every time you install your operating system, you'd have to reinstall it because it'd just be empty again, just like a stick of RAM. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off, put in the NVMe, and I'm going to try USB and installing Linux on it. Now that we've determined, A number of the connectors are working. Now will it, boot an operating system. Now before I do that, I really should check a few things, because if I want to keep it, I want to make sure, and this is good that you're watching this. Okay, I'm not going to use the easy tuning wizard because we're not overclocking or anything yet. Okay, but what I want to do before I do anything else is I want to check PCH configuration. Okay, fine, that's good. And here's my, yeah, okay, that's on auto. Okay, good. I just want to see where it's all set. It should be all on default anyway, because I pulled the battery, right? This is a little bit different than my other. Good, I can put my Thunderbolt on it. It's got Thunderbolt. I noticed the header was in between the PCIe slots, but I do have a Thunderbolt card I'd like to put on this. It's right now on my X99. I don't know what this okay. Native power management. I suppose I could enable that. I'll enable this. I forgot what ASPM is. I'll just put it on auto for now. Yeah, I think that's like assisted something. I'll leave that. Alright, but that's not what I'm looking for. Storage configuration. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, because I want to run RAID on this. Always do this first. Make sure that it knows that you want to run RAID. Because if you don't, you're going to have issues later on down the road. And also, just as a safety thing, I don't know about aggressive, sometimes you need it. But you want to enable hot plugging on everything. I recommend doing, even if you're not planning on hot plugging, you bump a wire or something, when you've got it set up for hot plugging, there's a safety built into that, and you can actually, it's set up so that you can unplug like a SATA drive while it's still running. Okay, now I don't recommend you do that, but at least if it's enabled, you've got a little added protection that way, right? So that even if you accidentally disconnect it, well, maybe nothing will go bad because hot plugging has already been enabled. I really recommend enabling hot plugging on everything that you can, because that way, even if you accidentally, look at that, SATA 8, isn't that wonderful having all that connectivity? That's what these workstation boards are good for. Okay, lots of connectivity. You know what I'm getting at, right? Is it's, to err on the side of caution type of thing. So RAID has been enabled, so the system now knows that I want to use RAID, right? And hot plugging is enabled. Now there's something else I want to do too on here. I don't really think I have to go aggressive yet, emulator. But yeah, there's the platform on that. 16 cores, 32 threads. Good. Hyper-threading is enabled, yes. Okay, alright. Boot performance, maximum performance. Auto for now. Okay. Alright. probably in Maine. I'm going to look there. It's been a while since I've played around with a BIOS this extensive, and it is extensive. No, it's not in there. Maybe it's in storage, and I missed it. Looks like smart status is on for the drives. Now, they're all empty, but you see, all hot plugging is enabled, and that's I really recommend that. Okay, I don't know if it's on boot or main or what. It shouldn't be on tweaker, but I'm not overclocking right now. Tweaker's paradise. No, that's not what I'm looking for. They always make it so hard to find this one thing. And it's a personal preference, okay? You know, you have to accept people's, user preferences. That's an important thing. Oh, here we are. Target mode 4400 megahertz. Wow. Very nice, eh? 4400 megahertz is a target CPU turbo mode frequency. AVX frequency 3700. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Okay, yeah, and of course it always defaults to the slower, right? Okay, now, but that can be changed with XMP. But I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. I'm not XMPing with different kinds of RAM. I'm going to be using all matched RAM, and I really recommend you don't try XMPing with different RAM. Okay, monitor. Okay, my motherboard temperature looks okay. PCH temperature is a little high, but that's tolerable. That's, 59C is not ideal, but it's not bad either. It's okay. That's not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's just not in this particular BIOS, but I have a feeling that it's somewhere. There's CSM, UFI, and legacy. Okay, yeah, because it's all on defaults, right? Legacy only, legacy only. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I am looking for is the wait time when you boot. Like, people like to make it 1 second, 2 seconds. You know, not me. Not me. If I can't take 10 seconds to have a look at what's going on in my BIOS before my system boots, I probably shouldn't even be using a computer. That's how I look at it. But you think it would be in boot, but it's not. The easy tuning wizard. 41 degrees. See, that's a little high, but not too high. That's still not bad. For a CPU, 41 degrees is tolerable. But I'm not overclocking, and I'm not doing any of that. What I'm looking for is the boot time. And I'm not seeing it anywhere. You know? And they always make it hard to find. They always do. Just the standard boot time. Where is that? My goodness. Because, well, maybe I'll exit, save changes, and reset. So, PCI Express native power management is enabled. The PCH DMI ASPM is enabled. This part is disabled. I'm going to leave it that way. My IRST, so my soft RAID is enabled, and my hot plugging is enabled. Okay, I'm going to say okay to that. Okay, it's going to reboot. So if you plan on using RAID, That's the first thing you do once you get it up and running and set up. You want it configured for RAID right away, because it's an easy thing to forget. You're wondering, well, how come my operating system isn't booting up? Well, you're not in RAID mode. You know, if you're trying to get RAID, right? Okay, now maybe it'll show me this time, by just, because sometimes that happens. But I know what I'm looking for. This all looks very good. Boot priority. There isn't a. Maybe it's because I don't have a drive in it that it doesn't give me that option. I don't know. I really don't know. But bear with me. We're going to turn it off. You can do that while it's in the BIOS. You can turn it off. That's allowed. Okay. Now, we'll put that stick of NVMe back in, with no screw or anything. It's kind of odd. Just sticks in there and stands straight up. I don't recommend that. That should only be a temporary deal there. That was just some little gimmick they put in there to make it nifty. Use an NVMe like a USB stick, but it's pretty flimsy. Let me tell you, I don't much care for that. It's not secure. Okay. I don't know if that would cause the problem, but it'll say you usually have like anywhere from like 0 to 9 seconds. Man, if you can't even tolerate 9 seconds of looking at your BIOS, you shouldn't be building PCs. Like, I've always enjoyed running through my BIOS at startup. There's nothing that crucial that, you have to like boot up within the first second. Like these people go, oh, faster boot times. Okay, within reason, that's a good thing, but, okay. Rapid storage technology is on. Boot priority. There's only one thing that you can boot to. Pre-configured profile. If I click on advanced, what do I get? Is this going to show me the boot time? It's so annoying. I'm not getting that. Maybe the BIOS doesn't include it. Okay, well, I'll go to tool then, because that's the only other one I know of. No, it's overclocking profiles for when you want to write a profile, so you can remember the profile that you've overclocked to, and you can always go back to it, right, and load that profile. Back to main. There's nothing there that says that. I'm just amazed. Maybe they don't include it. Usually there's something that tells you, you can go from 0 seconds to 3 seconds to 9 seconds of boot time. And I don't know that that's a new one, because I've seen it just about on every UEFI system board. I want to change that so that it stays there, sits for 9 seconds. You'd think it would be here in boot, right? How about Well, there we are. Fast boot enabled. No, we don't want fast boot. Disable it. We don't want fast boot. Okay? Now, doesn't it give me a time? A boot time? Alright, chassis intrusion detection support. We want that on off for the time being. Boot configuration. There we are. I found it. Yay! So it isn't boot. It's just hiding. Okay, so 3 seconds. We're going to change that right to the maximum. 9 seconds. That's right. We want to be able to stop and look at things to make sure everything's working right. Okay, before it boots to your drive. Setup mode is easy mode for now. For now. Boot logo display. I don't mind it. Let's see what have we got here. Full screen. We'll put it on full screen there. Full screen. Just make it look nice. ASUS in search of incredible. I really hope they find it one day, because I know they haven't. I can promise you that. They have not found it really. They've found some pretty impressive stuff. But ASUS has a long way to go, and it's kind of like a love-hate relationship I've got going with them, sometimes. But they're not half bad, but boy, they make you pay for their product. And they've changed. They're not what they used to be. That's for sure. Like, I don't think I'll ever buy a brand new, probably anything from ASUS anymore. Not brand new, because they don't honor their warranties like they used to. I can promise you that. Okay, so we're going to save changes and reset. See, I get to say stuff like that. Stick with me, guys, because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. ASUS used to be great, absolutely great. And then I noticed that they were kind of, jerking me around on a few things, when I was doing some builds. Like I like my customers to be happy. And they were getting really sloppy with their quality control. And some of the people that answered me on the phone were very snarky and very, not very kind people. And, I'm like, look, this is under warranty. I paid extra for this. I paid for that warranty where they'll ship you a new board, a replacement board, before they even get the one from you, right? But they're giving me a hard time on that. So I said, you know what? I'm just not going to buy brand new from ASUS anymore. I'll go with Gigabyte. And no problem there, and even Jay's from Jay's 2 Cents, he's like, ASUS, you're fired. So, either ASUS picks up their feet and picks up their quality and starts honoring their warranties, or picks up their quality control. I don't know. It's not my business. It's their business. 41 degrees centigrade on the memory. That's tolerable. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not bad. Okay, so there, we've done it. We're set up now, folks, to boot or attempt to boot to a USB stick and to install Linux. Now let's see if we can do that, because earlier today I loaded Linux. So I'm going to turn off the PC now. Check to see if the camera's still running. And it says it's recording, so I don't know what turns it off. It's just odd. Okay, so which USB? You know what? I'm going to put it right at the back, because I want to make absolutely sure we've got a good, clean, direct take on this. Another thing I'll need to look at will be if it has the right version. I didn't look at the version of like the BIOS. Is it updated, or do I have to flash the BIOS? Okay, there we are. the light is indicating that the USB is indeed plugged in, and I can do that. USB is hot pluggable, by the way, but here we'll just take the camera and we'll show you. See that really bright pink thing at the top? There's a light turned on there on the back of the USB. That has in it an installation app for Linux, and hopefully I used a different I used something called Sketcher, and I've never tried it before, but I want to try it and see if it works. I didn't use Rufus this time. I used Sketcher just because Linux recommended it. So let's see. The gang there at Linux, they recommended use Sketcher, so we're going to try it. We're going to see if we can boot to that USB stick and install Linux on NVMe, because I would very much like my first operating system, my default operating system, whatever you want to call it, my main operating system, to be Linux for various reasons. One of them being I'm not crazy about Windows 11. Okay, here we are. Start Linux Mint. Well, the keyboard's supposed to work, but I don't think I can use the mouse on this. So I have to walk over to my keyboard. At least it's reading the USB stick. It's funny, it actually read it first. Okay, so we're going to start. Enter. And if I manage to install Linux on this, we'll call it a take. That one video there with all that RAM training, boy, I'll tell you, that was, I'm still debating whether or not to include it, but I suppose I might. I just don't know how many viewers would have the patience to watch somebody do that. You know, look at a blank empty table like that. But just trying to work something out there, sitting there. Fans slowing down and speeding up. Yes, Linux Mint, but the very latest, I forgot the name, Zia? The very latest. Oh, I'm running out of battery. Hurry up, Linux. I'm getting a battery warning now. This could be it, guys. We could cut out any time, and maybe I'll have to reinstall Linux just to show you. Do I have a mouse yet? No, it's just thinking about life in general and the meaning of it all, the universe. Hurry up, the answer's 42. Now get on with it. Oh, for crying out loud. Why isn't this thing doing it? There we are. Do we have a mouse? Yes, it identified a mouse. That's good. Maybe I should never plugged all those things into that third-party card, but there we are. Now, next step, is it still running? Yep, and the battery warning is flashing. Install Linux Mint. Yes, please. Got a little wheelie dealy color wheel, rotating color wheel here. Install Linux Mint. This is going to be my primary operating system, because I'm getting so annoyed with Windows. You know, the stunts are pulling, and I use Linux, but it's sort of like my fall 2 operating system, because Windows screws up so much, and I'm so glad that I do, because unfortunately you can't, you know, use a lot of the nice apps and stuff like that you have with Windows. So, but you know, works in a pinch. You want to get online, you know, and you don't want to mess with your Windows trying to get things up and running. Well, guess what? If you have a dual boot system, you can just say, well, you know what? I'm going to take a break from Windows. I'm going to go to Linux. Okay, English, US. Well, I guess we'll take that. Continue. And I've done that many times, by the way. Well, I guess I could have checked this here, eh? And we install multimedia codecs to play some video formats. Okay, well, fine. Then. All right, we'll go with that. Get that codecs. Well, definitely not speaking Cherokee. Tanze. Okay, what have we got here? Let me check to see if the camera's working. The camera's still working even though the thing is flashing. Okay, warning, this will delete all your programs. Yes, okay. No, I don't want to do something else. I want Linux to be my primary operating system, so we're just write the changes to the disks. If you continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disks. And a big bunch of warning here, which is good. There we are. Yeah, I'm not in New York, so we're trying to get the right time zone. That'll work. I'm in Western Canada, so that will work. I'm not in Edmonton. Oh, right, I forgot. I have to do all this stuff. I have to make a name and all that, you know. Okay, well, I have to move the camera away for security reasons, right? And then go on. But it's pretty, you know, straightforward. Your name, your computer's name, you pick a username, you use a password, confirm your password, right? There it is. All right, so I'm moving the camera away. You can look at the wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous, juicy hardware that I have here. I mean, it's not that I don't trust you guys, but, you know, I mean, well, it's because I don't trust you guys. Anyway, I love you people. You're wonderful, but, you know, security is security. Okay, I'm going to take this keyboard, and I'm going to move it over here. Yes, I'm running out of sleep. I need sleep. Okay. Your name. Really? I never do that. I never type my name. Okay. All right. We're gonna give it a funny name here. A crazy name. I don't like stuff like that. Okay, hold on. Oh, I don't think they let you. They don't let you do caps. I know, at least in some of the things. They do here, though. That doesn't look right either. I'm going to go with that. You know, it's kind of looks weird. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to use, well, the computer's name. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Okay. Choose a password. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to require a password to log in. All right. Install. Almost finished copying the files, it says. All right. That sensitive information thing is ended, and it's still flashing. Warning, warning, warning. Kind of reminds me of an old show I used to watch when I was a kid. Lost in Space. Warning, Will Robinson. Warning. Okay, here we are. I'm hoping that this is installing on that NVMe. I don't even see any reason why it wouldn't be, but didn't really it didn't really specify, probably because it's the only drive it could really install onto. But it'd be really nice to run Linux Mint on NVMe, 1 terabyte of NVMe. It'd be really nice to do that. I'm going big with this. I'm not going puny with anything on this. Oh, am I reading that correctly on my QCode logger? If that says AA, I will be so happy, because AA is the best rating you can get. Let me have a look. Does it say A? It says AA, my friends. AA. Hey, A. Canadian A. AA. That's the best rating you can get on your QCode logger. If it says AA on your system board, you're doing good. Your system is okay. All right? Just saying. AA is the best. Voice of experience. So it's installing the language packs now, but you can see that I am installing Linux, and this is going to die anytime, and when it runs out, folks. That's the video. But may as well bear with me if you've got nothing better to do with your time. And I'll try to keep it somewhat entertaining. But no, I think everyone should actually have Linux as a backup, because, come on, all of you know how much Windows messes up. All of you know, just about, I would say, how often Windows gives you a hard time. And Windows 11, I mean, well, it's a new operating system, and it's got a lot of problems. And they're working out the bugs, but, you know, it's same old, same old. And I would say that ever since Windows 7, maybe Windows 8.1, even then, it's been a real joyride, let me tell you. You know, it's nice to have an operating system that you can fall back on, that isn't constantly giving you serious issues all the time because it's Windows. But, you know, it is unfortunate. I'm getting a beeping sound here. Okay, here we are. Because it's Windows. There we are. Installation has finished. You can continue testing Linux Mint now. Restart now. Yeah, I can do testing later. But until you restart the computer, any changes you make or documents or you save will not be preserved. So let's restart now. And then that means that we have an operating system on the computer. I'm hoping that I'll be able to take that stick of NVMe and put it in the more secure spot, and it will still boot, because Linux is not so fussy about everything that I really think that I'll be able to do it. Please remove the installation medium. I'm so glad it said that. I was wondering about that. Okay, folks. I'm going to remove the installation medium. Oh, it's even turned off. Isn't that nice? There it is. A little pink USB stick. How about that? About the only pink thing I own. Okay. Thank you for watching. Do you really want me to do that? Okay, alright, fine. We'll reboot. And we'll see if the camera is going to be nice to you. And if it is, great. Alright. There we are. Asus in search of incredible. I hope they find it. They're still searching. Yeah, I really hope they pull up their socks. Okay. Much like Microsoft, I really hope they pull up their socks. I still miss Windows 7 Ultimate, I have to say. Other than the driver problems, there really wasn't much of a deal with Windows 7 Ultimate. It was nice. There we are. Ta-da! Let's go! Yay! Look at all the different things I could do! Snapshots! Okay, so I have to do all that kind of stuff too, for backup. But I have an operating system, a functional operating system on this, and I'm going to pop it in the other NVMe slot, tighten it down with that little tiny screw that you use to tighten down NVMe sticks. Do I really need to show you that? I don't think so. Anyway, and plenty of videos online how to do that. But now I've got an operating system. All banks are populated. The main essential things that I need from this system board all seem to be working. I'll be testing each PCIe slot to see if I'm getting functionality in each slot. But it's really starting to look like I made an excellent buy. I didn't say exactly what I paid for the board, but basically a little over $500 USD. That's for the system board and the CPU and the 4 sticks, 16 gigs a stick, 16 gigabytes per stick, right? That's not too bad a deal. I think it was like around $525 USD. Plus I had to pay shipping, right? But really, you know what? That's really this kind of a man. If you were to buy that brand new, it'd be over $3,000. I'm not even kidding. So I think I got a good deal for about $525 USD, which probably amounts to about $800 Canadian, by the way. But I didn't say exactly what I paid, and I'm not going to because I don't really know precisely right down to the last penny what I paid. But it's going to be replacing my X99 system board, and there it is. Another used, emphasis on used, setup that definitely did not have to go in the dumpster. And this thing will be fast, it'll be snappy, it'll be faster than a lot of systems that are brand new, okay? Because of the caliber of the board that I purchased, it'll be good for at least another 10 years. All right? And it is Windows 11 compatible. And, you know, if Windows decides, oh, well, X299 is not good enough, like they did to my X99, I'll still have Linux. In fact, Windows just keeps making Linux look better and better and better. And having said that, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. I actually get to turn the camera off this time instead of the camera. How about that? Isn't that great? I love it. I love you too. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.